Seeing your cats fight day in, day out can be really, really heartbreaking. Like the guilt we feel for having chosen those two cats and put them together in the same household is awful. And we know each of them, we love each of them, and we know they're lovely. If only they could see it in each other. So today I'm going to tell you how to stop the fighting and help them become besties. I'm Lucy Hoyle, I'm a cat behaviourist and author of the book Your Cat Wishes You Would Read. And if you're wondering where Fig is, he's here. So the first thing, and in my opinion makes the biggest difference, is for us to set up the territory to encourage them to be apart rather than together. And I know that sounds totally illogical because you think if you want your cats to be friends, then you'd want them to spend time together, get to know each other and hang out together. But what happens is if they feel forced to be together, so they both want to sleep on the bed upstairs because that's like the best bed in the house and the sun shines on it and it's really lovely, so they both want to be there, then they're not in the frame of mind to be with each other. Like they haven't made that choice to go and spend time with the other cat. They choose to be on the bed and the other cat is just there too. So what you'll find is they're more reactive and less tolerant to each other because they don't actually want to be that close to the other cat. They're just putting up with them because they want to be on the bed. So what we want to do is set up the territory so they're encouraged to be apart, and this will just make them feel a lot more amenable to the other cat when they do cross paths because they're now in control. And it's like, well, you stay to that room, I'll stay in that room. But then if I want to see you, I can come and find you, or we can both go down. We can, like when we're crossing paths, they're already in that mindset of, okay, this is on my terms now. I can come and go as I choose. And I'm not like eking up against the other cat in places where I don't want to be. And one way of doing this is feeding your cats separately. I have a whole video on this, which I'll link to at the end. But basically, cats are not social eaters. They don't eat with other cats, whether they get on or not, naturally. They prefer to eat on their own. So we need to replicate that inside our homes. So feed your cats out of each other's eye line. So if it has to be in the same room, then do it around the corner of the worktop or totally like away from the other cat. Or in an ideal world, in a different room with a door closed in between, because some cats will finish their own and then run to find the other cat and be like, oh, I'll have some of yours too. This is so important because what you'll probably find is normally it's like the anticipation of food, like when they're like wandering around your ankles going like, come on, come on, come on. There can be tension here. Like one cat might be hanging back being like, I don't want to be so near you. Or there might be like genuine fighting here or hissing or swiping, like that frustration of like, you're getting my food ready, but it's not down yet. That can be redirected onto the other cat. And the problem is if you're seeing that sort of behavior, then that's probably happening every day, twice a day or more for lots of cats. So there's very little scope for their relationship to improve because they're having this repetitive negative meeting where they're like tetchy and not okay with each other. So if you've already got a relationship that's a bit rocky between your cats, then feeding them together will exacerbate that and will get them spiraling in a negative direction. So let's feed them apart. Let's let them eat in peace and remove that, like totally take that out, and let's just focus on getting them together in a much more positive way. If your cats are free fed, then you're less likely to see this anticipation thing unless they have wet food as well. And then you might still get that burst of like, whoa, wet food, I'm having that. But if they're free fed and they have dry food all day, then make sure you've got multiple bowls of food because you don't want like the bowls to be down in the kitchen and the cat that likes to stay upstairs is like, oh, I'm really hungry. I don't want to go down because I'm going to cross paths with that other cat, but I have to because I've got no other choice. Like in that frame of mind, they're definitely going to be more moody and more tetchy and more reactive. So let them eat upstairs. And this is what I'm saying. When they have the confidence to come down, they'll be much more amenable and much more likely to get along with the other cat. Next is to set up your home like you have two separate territories in there and in the areas where your cat tends to spend time. So if you have an easy split in that one cat prefers to be upstairs, the other prefers to be downstairs, then make sure that in those areas is a complete set of everything your cat needs. So if they're free fed, their food is there. They've got plenty of water wells throughout both areas. There's cat posts in each one. There's loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of beds in each area. And like they meet the same needs. Like if you know both cats like the sunny bed, then find another spot downstairs, a sunny spot that your cat will be like, oh, okay, I can't have that one because the other cat's on it. But this one's amazing. Like stick some beds in the windows, put some blankets down on the windowsills, radiator beds go down a storm as well. Like these places, make sure in both areas, both cats have all their needs met because we want them to be able to stay in their area if they want to. That's like in their minds, that's fine. They've got their territory, even if it's just a little part of your home. And then they've got the option to go into the other cat's territory if they want to, the same, like vice versa. So we're managing things that we're not forcing them to be together. When they do come together, it's their own choice, and it's going to be it's going to go much more smoothly if that happens. Next is to rebuild some trust and resilience between them. So what you'll find is that cats that fight every day, they don't trust each other. So when they are together, you might see behaviours like one cat hissing at the other one before the other one's even actually done anything, just minding their own business, but one cat's just hissing. And of course, if you're being hissed at, then that's going to put you in a negative mood too. So it removes any sort of scope for them getting on together and spending any good time together. And again, this is going to spiral. So we can help step in and manage their interactions to make sure they are having some positive time together and they are getting to know each other and they are like, oh, actually, it's not every time you chase me. It's 1 in 10 times, 1 in 100 times, ideally. And that's okay. Like they've got some resilience to that. You can't stop it happening forever and ever. But you can say, 99 out of 100 times things go smoothly, there's no issues. And that one time is okay because now they've got a big bank of positive meetings underneath them. So things we can do is, well, basically what you need to do is facilitate them and to supervise. And like when they are together, you can make sure that you're bringing down any tension and redirecting them if you need to. So if you notice when they're together that they're staring at each other and they're having a bit of a standoff and you're like, oh, okay, I can see where this is going now. That's the moment, or before that if you can, that's your moment to intervene and to be like, right, you come sit near me and you go off and do your own thing. And so you need toys to hand, you need treats to hand. Like, what do your cats like? And use that, feed into that. Like sometimes you've only got to call your cat's name and they'll come running over to be like, oh, yay, I can sit on your lap, or you're going to give me some attention. So you intervene, be proactive, and help them have a nice time when they're together. And by a nice time, all I mean by that is the absence of any fighting or staring or any negative. It doesn't need to be super positive. They don't need to be snuggled up together in bed, washing each other, being adorable, because that's probably out of the scope of what we can expect at this point. So we just want them to be around each other with no issues. We're looking for boring and zero drama, and that is a big fat tick of a positive meeting. So if it's the case that you generally need to keep your cat separate and then you're doing these proper meetings every day, that's fine if you're at that stage. Or if it's just that you're noticing there's some aggression each day, then you can just set aside time to do that. So it could be the evenings when you're like, right, okay, let's bring the cats together, let's lure them down or encourage them to spend time with us with treats. Make sure your room is set up nice, that they've got places to sleep and they can settle down with you, and just be there to prevent any negative interactions from happening. Because if you can put in lots of effort at the beginning or from now on to create that massive bank of really good time together, then that's gonna, like, you won't have to do that forever. You're just kickstarting their relationship in a really positive way so that they're less reactive, more amenable, they're beginning to trust each other, and that's going to spiral and you'll be in a better place than you were before. And my final piece of advice is to reduce any stress. And this is for 2 reasons. So number 1 is that any stressor in your cat's environment could be the direct cause for the fighting between your cats. So a good example of this is the cats that hang out outside. So if you know your cat's worried about them, you can see them looking out the window and they're getting agitated, they're getting upset, but they're too scared to go out there, or they can't go out there because they're indoor cats. Then all this energy, all this upset could be redirected on your other cat. Like they've only just got to be walking past at the wrong moment, and this redirected aggression can occur and can be very, very serious. So we need to identify any sources of stress that are in the home. Another reason is because before we focus on getting your cats happy together, we must make sure that they're happy individually. Like we need 2 happy cats that we can then help to spend time with each other. Because if one cat's poorly, or if one cat is scared of the people in the household, or they're scared of loud noises and it's quite a noisy household, then they're not going to be in any sort of frame of mind to make friends and to put themselves in a position where they're with another cat where there could potentially be a fight. So if your cats fight and you're at your wit's end, I totally get it. It's so horrible to live with. But put these things in place and see how things go, and do let me know in the comments. Don't forget to watch this video, which tells you more about why you should feed your cats separately. And that's it for today. I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.